Yep, I can hear you.
And good morning and welcome to Newsmax. Good day, Newsmax. I'm Michael, so thank you for joining me. Apologies about that intro there. We just had some slight glitches in our control room there, but welcome to Good Day. We do thank you all so much this morning for joining us this morning. We do appreciate all the support you all have given this network, and we do appreciate all the viewership you all have given us. We have some top story this morning, but right now I'm joined by GOP Vice Chairman, Antonio. Let me get this right here. Antonio Rodriguez. Antonio, how are you?
I'm good, Michael. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for joining me. He's gonna be on the show for the next couple episodes. Gonna be sort of kind of co-hosting with me. So thank you so much for joining me, Antonio. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We're gonna go ahead and get to our top story this morning, which is the 2008 election. And again, we try to wind down from the election and get into the next campaign season, which is the 2010 midterms, where hopefully the Republicans can get some type of gains in the House of Representatives or in the Senate. Moving on from there, Obama won many red states in middle America, across America anyway, to get to the presidency. And, many Republicans were shocked about this, about how many, red states Obama was able to win and pull off to, get his win for the election. And in your opinion, newbie, I mean, how was Obama able to pull this off? You being a key figure in the Republican Party, I mean, how do the Republicans feel about this, and why did Zach Berger not win in these states? Because many people said that Zach Berger was just a terrible candidate for the Republican Party, which I can't disagree because, I mean, Zach Berger was just not a good candidate, not in my opinion. But do you believe? I mean, what happened in these red states that made him flip blue? What happened?
Well, basically, a lot of blacks voted for Obama this election, and then this caused red states to flip to the blue. And just because Zach was not a good candidate and the Republican Party is in shambles, I believe that this was coming because, the Republican Party isn't in a good shape right now, and we need to fix that. This is, yeah, this is not really good because, well, to be honest, this was not a shock. But yeah, I think it's because of the black vote. I heard that many blacks voted for Obama this election because he will be the first black president of the United States of America.
Yeah, definitely some good key insight there. So, like I said here, so basically, I it was kind of a shock for me, especially in the states of Iowa, in states like I mean, various other states, Missouri, Florida. Florida was the biggest flip of the night, in my opinion, because Florida is notoriously red. But because of the Cuban vote and different other ethnic minorities voting for the Republican Party, but in this election, it just did not end up that way. So it was kind of a shock for me. Now, in another a theory that a lot of people proposed was that many Republicans voted for Barack Obama. How true is that in your opinion? Did Republicans vote for Barack Obama?
I'm sure a lot of Republicans voted for Barack Obama because Zach Berger was not really a good candidate, and many Republicans disagree with his policies. So we pretty much had no choice, and we had to vote for Obama because simply the party is in shambles, and it's really not really in good shape, as I said earlier.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you think the Republican Party can do to get ourselves back into shape, to get ready for the 2010 midterms?
I think we should do reforms and reforming the RNC and all that stuff. Like, for example, a clear manifesto. We, we aren't clear on on our um we aren't clear on our morals and values because we have a lot of Republicans that probably are Democrats that lean Democrat, and I think we need to fix that. We need a clear manifesto.
Yeah, definitely a great point there. Thank you so much for Newbie for coming on. We're going to be right back. We're going to have a Newsmax correspondent, Cameron Stanford, coming up right after the break.
You're not talking, Michael. There we go.
Yeah,
There we
we can
go.
hear you now. Yeah.
Michael, once again, I'm very sorry for being late. I set an alarm for 10:15. It never went off.
And good morning and welcome back to Good Day Live on Newsmax TV. I'm Michael, so thanks for joining me. Joined by Newsmax correspondent Cameron Stanford, also by GOP Vice Chairman Antonio. Oh my goodness, I keep getting this wrong. Let me get that again. Antonio Rodriguez. I get that right. There we go. Antonio Rodriguez. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning on Newsmax TV. We have a great show for all of you this morning. And I do appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Let's go ahead and get right back into it. So first off, I just want to go ahead and talk about, really, just want to talk about the election of Barack Obama. Again, we're going to keep talking about that. How, if you all believe that the election results are legitimate, if we see any voting irregularities, I mean, are some things not right about this vote result? And I'll go ahead and go to, and I'm sorry, I'll go ahead and go to Antonio first, and then we'll go to Cameron. So, do you believe that these are the legitimate voting results, or do you believe this is the legitimate election results?
These results are legitimate because a lot of black people voted for Obama, and there's some black people in red states. So, yeah, I think it's legitimate because the Republican Party is in shambles, and I don't expect winning the election. I mean, if we pick the nominee last minute, we'd be in, we'd still be disorganized and it'd be full of chaos. You don't want to scramble for a nominee at last minute because eventually the campaign would not be prepared for the election.
Right. And do you believe these are the legitimate results, Cameron?
Oh yeah, I sure do. Now, the Republican Party was kind of in shambles, didn't have a lot of time to bring a good candidate. But my question is to you, Mr. Rodriguez, as the vice chair of the Republican Party. Do you think that some of your party members think that these elections are fair? Do you think that there's a good amount of them that think that that this election was cheated upon or was not fair? Mr. Rodriguez,
Yeah, hello.
did you hear the question?
No.
Okay, sorry. So I think that the election results are fair. Because the Republican Party was just in complete shambles. It would make sense for people to vote for Obama, especially with all the people of color voting for Obama. Now, my question is for you as the vice chair of the Republican Party, do you think that there's a decent amount of, or not even a decent amount, do you think that there's a few people in your party who think that these election results were not fair and that it was a scam election?
Repeat that question again. I couldn't understand you clearly.
Okay, it's going to be our last attempt at saying this question. So my question is, I think, yeah, so I think that the election results are fair. Um,
Okay, all right. We're just gonna drop that question because I just see that having some problems
yeah,
with that. Okay,
I think he has time to go through his
yeah, I think
earpiece.
he didn't understand the question. Okay, moving on here. Some people are also talking about some of the president-elect's new nominees. What new nominees did he have, Cameron?
Yeah, the Obama Biden transition released this a few days ago, on their Twitter. But as of right now, they have in their transition team. There's a few, but the biggest one is the president-elect Barack Obama intends on appointing Senator Adam West as his next White House chief of staff. And I was wondering your views and opinions on that, Mr. Rodriguez and Mr. Michael.
Yeah, I think these nominees are somewhat okay. I mean, they're not really the best. I mean, some of these people are lifetime Democrats. They're liberals. Some of them are just flat out socialists. They have some really radical ideas. But
I mean,
I'm just, I'm not really that geeked and excited for these nominees. But what are your thoughts on it, Antonio?
Well, I think that the nominees are are okay. I mean, yeah, as you said, they're not really the best, but I'm not really excited for the nominees. But I think Obama can deal with those nominees. Like
Mm.
he, I think the nominees are really good at their fields, but they're not really the best. You get my point? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, for me, for me personally, um, you know, for in our point as conservatives and Republicans, we're not going to find these guys um, as the best team members in the Obama administration for a reason, right? We don't agree with their views for the most part, um, but yeah, they are liberal. Many of them might have far left ideas. I know Obama doesn't lean. He's definitely a Democrat, but he's not super duper crazy liberal as we've seen with some members in the party. Um, they're not my favorite choices, obviously, because I'm a Republican and I'm a Democrat. But I mean, obviously, they're liberal. Some of them, like different ideas than Republicans. And what more are you going to expect than with a Democrat administration?
Yeah, you don't really expect much from a Democratic administration. They always seem to let you down. Now, let's talk about the Obama
Well,
terrorism plan.
I,
Now, can we get
Michael,
some
I didn't
justice?
intend.
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying
Go ahead. I'm
I,
sorry.
I didn't, just for the record, for all of you, I did not say that the campaign will let people down. For all we know, even as a Democrat, Obama might be one of the greatest presidents in the history of the United States. He might help the United States get out of this crisis. Um, so all I'm saying is that the that his picks are, as to be expected, as he is a Democrat and they align with his views. Um, yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that his campaign is going to fail just because he's a Democrat.
That's very socialist views. Now, let's talk about the terrorism plan. Now, can we get some justice for 9/11? Will we get justice on the Al Qaeda group? What is Obama's plan on that? Does he plan to go after Osama bin Laden? Because the last time we have seen Osama bin Laden in the Middle East was 2006, 2007. That was the last time we have
Mhm.
seen him really.
And
Our intelligence has spied Osama bin Laden. Now, do you believe that Obama can go after Osama bin Laden? Let's get some justice, go after him, and terminate Osama bin Laden. And I'll go ahead and start with Antonio. Antonio, what do you think about it? Do you think he will go after the Al Qaeda group?
Well, I think he can try to eliminate Osama bin Laden, but yeah, I really do think that I agree on his plan to bring our troops home from Iraq because Iraq was a disaster. We didn't have a plan after we toppled Saddam Hussein. Um,
mhm.
so I agree on his plan to terminate Osama bin Laden and bring our troops home because we don't want more troops dying on the field and more grieving in in the families of veterans or the active service members. So I have a mixed reaction on Obama trying to if he can terminate Osama bin Laden, but I think he can do it.
Yeah, and what are your thoughts
Mhm.
on Antonio? I mean, do you think he'll go after these terrorists? Get after them like George Bush, his previous president, did with
Mhm.
Saddam Hussein. I mean, what do you think about it?
You know, um, I think that this president, no matter political affiliation, what your views are, I think that Democrats, Independent, Republican, whatever the hell you are, I think that everybody in this nation has realized that on an issue like 9/11, obviously it's America. Um, we're not gonna be able to make everything perfect, but I believe that most people have tried to realize that we need to make this not political and more of unite on this issue. So I think that Obama, with his national security advisor and all his staff, personally, I do believe that he will go after Obama. I mean, not Obama, sorry, Bin Laden. But my question is, will he be able to do it in a proper way where they will actually be able to catch him or assassinate him, or will it just be a cat and mouse game because they did not come into the operation prepared?
That's a great point. And I want to talk about coming up next here after the break is the Obama tax plan. And this is something that many Republicans are getting up in angst about and starting a movement, little known movement called the Tea Party movement about taxes, federal spending, and government debt. We're going to talk more about that and more coming up after the break. We'll be right back with more Good Day on Newsmax TV.
Okay, hey, I got Adam West, the potential um chief of staff for the White House. He's agreed to come on and answer some questions about some of Obama's plans, like the tax plan and terrorism plan. If that's all right with you. Yeah, I'll add him. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hey, we'll send you the game link. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Up next, we have the Obama tax plan. You can go ahead and join that. And we'll wait till you get in the game.
Good morning and welcome back to Newsmax TV. Welcome back to Good Day Newsmax. I'm Michael Swift. Thank you for joining me. We have a great show for all of you today. I'm so glad to be joined by the incoming Chief of Staff to the Obama administration, Adam West. Adam, I hope you're doing well this morning. And thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule to sit down with Newsmax TV. We do appreciate you coming on, sir. So let's go ahead and just talk about some things going on in the administration. So I want to talk about something that Republicans have been talking about for the last couple of weeks following the election is the tax plan, the massive government spending that we're going to be seeing in your administration, in the Obama administration. So exactly how is Obama planning to tackle the national debt crisis if he's going to do it at all? And what does he have planned for the tax spending plan? Because we know he plans all these government programs. He plans Obamacare. He plans this. He plans that. But he never typically discusses who's going to pay for that. But we know who's going to pay for it is the taxpayer. Now, what is his plan on the taxes?
Okay, well, first I'd like to say thank you for having me out here today.
No problem.
Second, what Obamacare are you talking about? I know nothing about an Obamacare. And
A government
third,
health care plan. But go ahead.
well, his
Oh,
plan to get us out of this current situation we are in now, um, is to raise the taxes, reverse the Bush tax cuts, because the Bush tax cuts exploded the deficit, and a part of the reason we are in a recession. President Bush destroyed the economy, and one of the ways to go back to go on a path of recovery is to reverse everything he did. Now, as far as the healthcare plan, um, that is not going to explode spending by any chance whatsoever. It actually save us money. A single payer healthcare plan saves the United States government about $15 trillion every year. Um, in the current system, I said every year, every 10 years, in the current system we have cost us $50 trillion over 10 years. And with this new system, President-elect Obama wants to put in when he gets sworn into office, would only cost us $35 trillion every 10 years.
now,
It's a
okay,
huge
go ahead. Now,
step to
yeah.
reduce
Well,
the overall
well,
spending the
So who are you
government's been
taxing for
doing.
this? It's good you're saving us money,
hang
but
on.
who's getting taxed here? What incomes are being taxed here? That's the question, really. Who is being taxed for
Well,
this?
see, you say this, but you already pay a tax for Medicare, Medicaid, and Social
It's going
Security.
up. It's going
These
up.
things have payroll tax. It's the same thing, but Medicare and Medicaid
So,
will be abolished.
so Mr. Adam,
You're
let
not
me ask
paying
you.
more in
Hang on.
taxes. You're paying around the same.
Okay, Mr. Adam, let me
That's
ask
not
you
true.
this. Michael, so Mr. Adam, let me ask you this. You say 35 trillion in 10 years, if I'm correct.
I said 35 trillion in 10 years.
In 10 years, okay. So, you know, the U.S. debt is already getting really high. I don't know how it's going to be after this recession, too. And my question is, you know, how is this going to affect the debt of the United States? Because I think the last thing we need now is another $35 trillion heading into our heading into another $35 trillion of debt. Because how do we hang on, how are we gonna have the money to pay for this without going into debt?
You're saying, how do we have the money to pay for
Exactly.
this?
That's a great point here. My thing is, and that's all I was saying before, is that you're paying for this, but when you put us on a single payer and blah blah blah, we're going more into debt. So how I don't really get that, but continue. I'm sorry.
I understand.
How are we going more in debt when it's saving the U.S. government money? That's the part that doesn't make sense.
Okay, hang on. So I might have not understood the question. So my question is, so $35 trillion in 10 years.
Yeah.
Throughout 10 years, will the U.S. government be able to get all the money for this plan through taxpayer dollars, or will they have to go into debt in order to do this, or will they be able to get all the money through taxpayers?
It is able to get all the money through the tax system that will be put in place.
So you're telling me that even though we have to pay $35 trillion for this healthcare system, my understanding that it's so the next going to last to 90 trillion. You're saying that the taxes won't go up, and if they do go up by a little amount.
Wait, can you reiterate what you just said?
My question is, you said that we pay $35 trillion in 10 years, and that it will be funded within taxpayer money so that the U.S. government will be able to pay for it without going into debt. Now, my question is, how will taxes increase, and if they increase, how much will they increase by? Is it going to depend on how much you make, or is it just going to be a flat rate for everyone?
It is going to be a flat rate. Everyone, not like a flat income tax. That just there is a terrible idea. I'm talking about the current tax you pay in Medicare, Medicaid. It's the same system put in place. We're able to pay for Medicare. We're able to pay for Medicaid. Why are we not? Why are people saying we wouldn't be able to pay for a single payer healthcare system, which would save us money in the long run?
Okay. So
Now, rather what the tax rate's going to be, that's a matter up for debate.
okay.
Nobody knows that for sure
So
yet.
my
It's
question
the
is,
same system in
Okay.
place.
Yeah.
now moving on to income taxes. How are income tax? What is you might? I get you're kind of new. You might not know all this, but if you do know some of the information, how are the income taxes going to change? How much is like do you know based on people's income how much they're going to be paying in taxes to U.S. government each year?
There is we have no definite answer to how much income taxes will be increased, but I can say on the lower income brackets, like people making below $400,000 a year, their taxes are not going to go up.
And that's the classic lie that you play. But continue. I'm sorry, because because I don't get it,
No,
because
no,
how
no, no, no,
that
no.
that doesn't happen, because that doesn't make any sense, because that's the same game that they all play. If you make over 400,000, your taxes won't be cut or whatever. If $400,000, that's still somebody with the small business that
So
is making
hang
good
on,
money.
hang on. So my question, Adam, Mister,
Well, you say this,
my question is
but the last president who increased the top income tax bracket was George H.W. Bush, because the economy was heading down. It was heading down the path it is in now.
so
And
Senator.
Reaganomics, the same economics that Bush Jr. has done, destroyed the country, and he had to raise the top income bracket taxes to fix it.
Senator,
Bill Clinton did the same thing.
if
And at the end of Bill Clinton's presidency, we had a surplus that George W. Bush destroyed.
so, I have a question. Is Obama's plan to cut taxes for the middle class and the poor and raise taxes for the upper class that are making over 400K a year?
So that's your plan,
Yeah,
correct?
that is correct.
So
And
my
that's
question to
crap.
that is, hang on, Michael, please, if you don't mind.
Wait, what?
Hang
How is
on,
that crap?
hang on.
Please elaborate on how that's crap. "Quote unquote" crap.
So
Do you mind
go ahead,
asking my
go ahead.
question?
I'll let you go now.
Um,
Go ahead.
So my question is, I know several well-to-do families that have both working parents and both are in good jobs with pharmaceutical companies, and they both make over 200K a year, around 200 to 230K. Question is, they're having to get all the tax. They're having to get more taxes from all the middle class and poor class who got their taxes cut, and they're having to get more taxes just
Wait,
because they worked their asses off and got a good job.
did you not just hear anything I said? The real question is, do you know what the top income bracket is? I just said nobody making below $400,000 a year is going to get their taxes increased.
Yeah, and I just said two parents that make in
200,000.
no, I said each parent makes 200,000 in total. In like each parent makes around 230,000 in total, over 400K. If you did not understand what I said, I'm sorry. So my question to you was, why are these upper class families that worked their ass off from middle class to upper class because they wanted to succeed in life, why are they having to pay
Basically,
more
and
taxes
that's a great
because
question, Cameron, because they chose to not take government handouts and not take your government plans, and they're working together and they've made 400,000. Now they're gonna get taxed even more. That doesn't make any sense. So that he does make a point there. But continue.
if Adam, if you ever respond to what I just said.
It is our responsibilities. It's our responsibility as citizens that we all pay taxes. I mean, when this happens, my taxes will go up.
Mm. So you're okay with
This is not to be seen as a form of punishment. It's It's to help the economy and the country grow overall. And sometimes those sacrifices, like paying higher taxes, will have to be met. This isn't punishing anybody for being wealthy or being successful in life.
Well, thank you for your input on that Obama tax plan, Mr. West. I think we're just circling back on these same topics, but I do appreciate you telling us how this tax plan is going to work. So I do appreciate that, even if I don't agree on how the tax plan is going to work. My next question is, um, so uh, so question to you, Mr. Senator Adam West. So what is your view on many red states voting blue, voting for Obama, and many red states that are now turning blue as well?
I think that shows how many people in this country are ready for change, like states like Indiana, who have went Republican for what the past 30 years, um, all of a sudden flip blue. It
Mhm.
shows how fed up people are in this country on the current path it's been going the past 8 years.
Okay, and and thank you for that. And we talked about this before you came on the show, but I really want to get the view from an Obama campaign official. So we all know the attacks of 9/11 really shocked our nation. What is the Obama administration's plan to get justice for the September 11th attacks in 2001?
We are going to hunt down and kill the son of a bitches who were responsible.
Mhm. And I really, I said this earlier. I really hope that, you know, I'm saying this for Republicans, Democrats, Independents. I really hope that when it comes to hunting down this horrible man, that I really hope, excuse me, I really hope that we come together and don't make this hunting down Osama bin Laden a big political game. I really hope that we can just come together like we've done in the past, to try to hunt down this man instead of making it a political issue.
I completely agree with you. This is not a matter of being a Democrat or Republican or a Libertarian or Green Party, whatever you identify as.
Mhm.
This is about simply being Americans because we were all attacked as Americans, not based on our political beliefs, but just who we are as a country and what we stand for.
Yeah. Just trying to look over the rest of the questions. Oh, um, how will President Barack Obama address the well, first of all, we talked about bin Laden, but what is his terrorism plan as a whole?
Well, the current plan that has been being discussed recently is that, and it's not done yet, so there's not a lot of information
Mm-hmm.
on this that I can go into detail about. Um,
Yeah, we
but as of now, uh, we plan on pulling um all troops out of Iraq.
okay.
That's one thing. Because that quote unquote weapons of mass destruction that we never found that George W. Bush and Dick Cheney lied about should have been impeached about it, but we're not going to go into that. And a small tactical force being left in Afghanistan, but majority of the troops getting pulled out.
Okay. Um, and you said that a small tactical force would remain in Afghanistan, correct?
Yes.
For why would we have just a small force in there compared to sending more troops to Afghanistan?
We've been in Afghanistan for the past 7 years. We haven't been in a conflict this long that has not managed to get anywhere since Vietnam. And I think we all don't want another Vietnam situation on our hands when we keep sending in American soldiers that we get to the point where, let's say 10 years from now, people's children saw their parents go into these countries when they enlisted into the military. Then they're old enough and they do it themselves. That's when it becomes a problem. and we cannot continue to stay in there for that to even happen.
Okay, I want to interrupt you real quick because my newsroom is telling me we have some breaking news coming from the NOAA. Hurricane Paloma has just is just inching landfall to the Cayman Islands,
Mm,
and it has been strengthened to a
that's good.
Category 2 hurricane overnight. The Cayman government has issued a hurricane warning for its entire Galapagos. I'm sorry, of islands. We're going to continue to keep you updated. But at this hour, the Hurricane Paloma has a direct landfall on the state of Florida. If you are in Florida, be sure to take landfall because this will take landfall and get out the state because Hurricane Paloma is coming and it should be here fairly soon. So definitely we are watching this from our Newsmax Weather Center. But continue, Adam. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Adding on, I just heard this with earpiece in the control room. We have a developing story. North Korean officials have released what fact checkers have confirmed is what is to be a doctored image of President Kim Jong Il's funeral. Many leaving many to speculate about the health of the president. So we'll keep you updated here on Newsmax once we get more information about that. Also, before we head on, just want to say this day in history marks July 19th, marks the day when Apollo 11 and its astronauts Neil Armstrong, Edwin Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins went into orbit around the moon. Back to you, Adam.
Yeah, but Adam, go ahead.
I
Continue.
Oh wait, I answered the question already. I thought I was gonna get
Oh,
asked the new.
Okay.
well, I mean, that's all I have for you. If Michael and Mr. Rodriguez have
No, I
anything
think
else
that was
before
all
the
that we
break.
had for you. All right, coming up after the break, we're gonna get some final statements and we're gonna head off for the morning. Thank y'all so much for waking up with a good day, Newsmax. We'll be right back.
Thanks for the moment.
And welcome back to Newsmax Live. I'm sorry, welcome back to Newsmax Live. Welcome back to Good Day Newsmax. I'm Michael. Thank you for joining me. Cameron Stanford is at the board on your screen right now, going to be breaking down the weather across the country. Cameron, what are we seeing?
Yeah, thanks, Michael. So right now we're seeing just some rain down. Excuse me. Sorry. Right now we're just seeing a little bit of rain down towards the Texas, Louisiana area near Dallas and Jackson, Louisiana. A little bit of rain also developing near the Virginia coast as well as the North Carolina coast down by Wilmington. Also, a few showers inland in North Carolina towards Charlotte. Temperatures are going to be pretty hot today. We have expected generally around all 80s, except for a few areas that have low 71s. The high in the US today is going to be 104 degrees in Phoenix and heading all the way down to 71 degrees, where it's going to be rainy in Boston. Overall today, pretty sunny day except for rain in Boston, Charlotte, Lubbock, Texas, San Antonio, Houston, pretty much everywhere in Texas. But besides that, as well as Tampa, Florida, besides that, it's going to be a pretty sunny and hot day. So make sure to get outside and enjoy the weather. That's your weather today for Newsmax.
All right, thank you, Cameron. We'll be right back with the closing statements on Good Day. And welcome back to Good Day Newsmax. I'm Michael Smith. Thank you for joining me. We have some final closing statements and remarks from our team. Well, Cameron, go ahead and start with you, and then I'll go to Antonio, and then I'll close with my own remarks. Cameron, what do you have?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for tuning in today, guys. We really appreciate your support for Good Day and the Newsmax network as a whole, and I believe that I can say that on behalf of all of us on this couch and all of us at the Newsmax team. For me, I just want to say to all those wondering about the job fair, unfortunately, due to scheduling issues and construction issues, the job fair has been put back to an unknown date and time. So those that were preparing to attend the job fair tonight or some other nights and day did not know when it was, just know that you'll get an announcement once that is going to be happening. That's all from me. Back to you, Michael.
Yep, and Antonio, do you have any final closing statements?
Well, it was surely unexpected for Obama to win the election. I mean,
I,
yeah,
I,
he,
I
he
don't
got,
really, I don't really agree with that. I think that it was very expected. I mean, Republican Party
but
is in shambles.
I totally agree. The Republican Party is in shambles, and we need to fix that.
That's all from him, Michael.
Yep, and my closing statement is, well, thank you so much for supporting Newsmax. We do appreciate it. We are the second largest conservative media outlet in AP now, and we are, I believe, the third largest network in America. So thank you all so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it on behalf of all of us here at Newsmax TV. We do appreciate your viewership, and I hope you all have a great day. We'll see you all this evening for America's News Headquarters and Newsmax Now with Michael Smith. My first episode is today. I did not film yesterday due to some other issues, but we're going to be filming today. Also, I want to say that the next time you see us in the studio, it might look a little bit different because we're going to be remodeling the studio. I know, right? We've only been on the air for a couple of days and we're remodeling. But we are remodeling the studio just due to some different things. We're going to be kind of redoing some things and making sure some things look a little bit better and making sure things look as the best that they can for all of you watching on TV. So we do appreciate all of you watching. So I do thank all of you so much for watching and tuning in this morning. And you all have a great evening and have a great morning. And we'll see you all this evening at 8.
Yeah, thanks for watching.